Picture this. You drive into work like a normal day. You sit down at your desk, getting ready for the day ahead. You feel a tap on your shoulder from your boss, wanting to sit down and talk with you. They end up talking about giving you a sizable bonus for your performance for the year. Wow, you think. This is awesome. What am I going to do with my bonus? You start to think about all the possibilities that your bonus can pay for. Before you know it, it's all spent before it hits your bank account, and you're left with nothing once again. Maybe you haven't had a big bonus from work, but perhaps you had a major financial windfall, like lottery winnings or an inheritance from a loved one who has passed away. Perhaps you've never been dealt with such a windfall and are nervous on what to do with it. Maybe you're afraid to lose this newfound money. Well, we'll explore ways that your money can be lost in an instant and how you can prevent your wealth from vanishing. Be sure to stick around to the end for the most important way to protecting your wealth. Understanding the threats. The ways that people lose money are monumental. There are 1,000,001 things that one can spend their money on, but we'll only cover a few in high-level details. One of the most popular ways to lose money is through impulse purchases. Let's be honest, it's really easy to go to Amazon, click a couple of buttons, and you'll have just about anything shipped to you in 48 hours or less. It makes shopping convenient, but also dangerous. You can rack up your credit card debt just by sitting on your couch in your underwear in very quick fashion. Speaking of debt, that is the second most popular way to lose money. When you take on debt, you are robbing tomorrow to pay back yesterday. Not only do you owe money, but you also owe interest, increasing the cost of the initial purchase. $1,000 one month may end up being $1,200 in a matter of a couple of months. Bad investments are another way that people lose money. You might have read up on a popular newsletter that a particular investment is gearing up for a breakthrough. You want to get in on the action, so you invest heavily into it. Unfortunately, the company doesn't get that breakthrough, rendering your investment essentially worthless. It's an all too common problem that people face. Sometimes, you might think that bad investments are scams. Well, it may not always be the case. There are some investments that are truly scams. Scams are also another way people lose money, and come in many different forms. Romance scams, blackmailing, crypto, etc. Just to name a few types of scams. Scams are one of the most devastating ways to lose money, as there is almost no hope on getting money back. In 2023 alone, more than $10 billion in the United States alone was lost to scammers. Finally, economic downturns make up the final reason why people lose money. The economy is cyclical, which means there are times of growth and prosperity, and times of recession. During the bad times, people lose jobs and have to resort to investments to try to weather the economic storms. Ultimately, some people may end up losing more than their jobs, with many losing houses, investments, and rack up thousands of debt just to stay afloat. Building a strong foundation. Now that we've re-familiarized ourselves with common ways to lose money, let's get into ways on how to prevent it. As mentioned in many videos, the starting block is a good budget. There are many different variations on how to get started with the budget. I have a video on how to do just that, which I will leave a link in the top right corner, as well as leave you with a link in the description below for my Gumroad ebook. In a quick summary, what you'll want to do is to track your income and expenses over the course of a couple of months, then sort out your expenses into needs and wants. Dedicate a large portion of your income to needs and savings/investments, then use the rest for wants. Be sure to incorporate an emergency fund when you budget as well, as it will provide a cushion for you if things turn bad. With your investments, there is no way to eliminate all risk. Investing is inherently risky, so we need to be mindful when we do it. The adage of "don't put your eggs into one basket" comes into play here. Don't just throw all your money into one stock or investment. Diversify your investments into different sectors and assets to mitigate overall volatility risk in your portfolio. Generally, the more volatile an investment is, the higher potential return that is offered, and the higher the potential loss. Term deposits don't pay out much and are mostly secured either by the institution you are buying from or the government, so they have very little risk. Stocks and crypto, on the other hand, are very volatile and can fluctuate greatly over the course of even a couple of hours. That said, if you can time things right, they can bring huge returns. Utilizing a combination of different assets from different sectors will hopefully bring in a wide variety of investments and keep your overall risk low. If one investment goes down, there are others that are either staying put or hopefully going up. If you need general help on how to invest in your funds, I do offer an ebook on Gumroad on how to invest for beginners. If you want more specialized support, I'd recommend speaking to a licensed professional. Smart spending habits. When it comes to spending, everyone has moments of weakness. We walk through a mall and get tempted to go buy a new pair of shoes or jeans that we may just not need. Amazon is also bad for impulse spending. When it comes to spending, it's vital to remain on budget, as impulse spending can balloon out of control and leave you in increasingly crushing debt. Determine what are needs and wants in your life and prioritize the needs in your life. If it's something that you can live without, it's merely a want and should be more thoughtfully considered before making the purchase. If you don't think about what you need and are spending right away like it's going out of style, you'll burden yourself with consumer debt. While I don't think all debt is bad, and you can refer to my video on using debt effectively, there is no place for consumer debt. There is simply no reason to have credit card debt, period. If you do have debt, plan to pay it off using the snowball method, when you're paying off your smallest debt first, then work your way to the next one, while making minimum payments on the rest of your debts. As mentioned earlier, debt robs you of tomorrow to pay for yesterday, so let's work on destroying that debt in a timely fashion. If you're an emotional person, it's easy to see how you can get caught up in impulse spending. It's also easy to get caught up in scams. If someone is offering you money, and all you need to give is a social security number or an upfront payment, it's clearly a scam. People overpromising on something just not to do anything is an all too common way for people to get scammed. If it sounds too good to be true, it most likely is. Use discernment when being approached, and talk to a trusted individual like a friend or financial advisor if you have uncertainties about something. Invest for the long term. Finally, let's talk about what everyone wants to know about: investing. It's no secret that investing is inherently risky, so let's talk ways on how to prevent losing money in your investments. One way that people lose money in investing is when they try to time the market. It's impossible to time markets at a low point, as you might be buying at a midpoint or at the beginning of a trough. We never really know what will happen. If we did, well, we'd all be rich by now. It's better to simply exercise dollar cost averaging with your investments and buy a little bit each week. That way, you can take advantage of cheaper stocks or units. Another way people lose money is through regular day trading. With day trading, brokerages will take a cut of each buy and sell, reducing your overall gains and increasing losses. Don't forget that the volatility of regular day trading can potentially catch you off guard and might cause you to panic sell at a greater loss than anticipated. Just utilize long-term growth strategies and don't worry about trying to day trade. It just adds stress and plays with your emotions. High-fee investments also eat away at your money. There's nothing wrong with investing in these higher-fee investments as long as the returns more than make up the costs. If the fees are too much, consider investing in low-cost index funds or ETFs. There isn't as much active management with many of these funds, so the fees are much lower. Protecting your wealth doesn't have to be complicated. With careful budgeting, discernment in spending, and wise investment decisions, your wealth will too be protected from many of life's challenges. While you can't protect against everything, you can take steps to reduce risk to your wealth. If you enjoyed this video, consider watching my video on the 3 steps to building wealth in a recession. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.